think me going faster would definitely help me with this process.
Yeah, going faster, that's huge, of course. The LSAT has such a big time component. I'm wondering if there's a particular section of the LSAT or a particular timing struggle you have where we could focus. Is there a certain section that gives you particular trouble?
Um, to be honest, I feel like I still need help in all three. I kind of get gains in logical reasoning, but reading comprehension may be hard for me. Just trying to read all of those paragraphs and get them and trying to understand them in that time limit. But I think all three I really need help with.
Sure, sure. We could talk about all three and start with reading comp, for example. And I appreciate your sending over such detailed notes and photos of what you're doing on reading comp. And it looked to me like for reading comp, you're underlining and highlighting quite a bit.
hmm So I can try to stay in tune with what I'm reading, so I won't go off and, just to try to better understand what I'm reading. That's the goal for underlining and all of that stuff.
Yeah, of course, of course. Do you find that what you underline or what you mark off or circle, do you find that it actually does end up helping you in the end?
Um, yes and no. Yes and no. It does help me go back to find what I'm looking for. Um, I don't think it really helps me understand what I'm reading while I'm reading it, but just to help mark what's important and to know that I can go back to that area to find it, that does help.
Right, right. I understand what you're saying. How much time do you invest in making these markings at the beginning of each passage?
I don't invest that much time. I just go as I read. I don't really invest that much time. If I think it's important, I'll just underline it.
Okay, cool. If we were to, is it 2 minutes, 3 minutes? What does it look like? Have you ever
No,
timed it?
no, I haven't timed it. Like what? Like while I'm reading it, or
Yeah, so like let's say you're doing four passages in the reading comprehension section. You have on average just under 9 minutes per passage.
hmm
So within that 9 minutes per passage on average, how many minutes are you spending on your markings and your initial read of the passage versus the questions?
I have not timed it, but I would guess and say about 5 or more minutes.
Okay. Okay. This is something good to think about. And you might want to, as an exercise, try timing it.
hmm
Because to me, 5 minutes sounds like a lot, actually. And I know 5 minutes is not that much considering how dense this text is, right? But
Right.
if you spend 5 minutes on your initial read of the passage, then you only have about 4 minutes to do all seven questions associated. So you've got 30 seconds per question.
hmm
And those questions are hard.
Right.
So what do you think could happen for you if you reframed it a little bit and let's say you put 2, 3 minutes in your initial read of the passage and then you would have 6 or 7 minutes for the questions. How might that change your flow as you go through the passage?
Um, I guess it will make me go quicker, definitely. I'm not sure if I would be able to understand everything as I go, but I would just try to make sure that I do understand everything.
Hmm. Yeah, and there's of course a lot of details, and you might not want to digest them all at once, all up front. But what if you were to focus on the big picture, the main idea, the primary purpose, the author's opinion, and then for all those nitty gritty details, you don't necessarily absorb them in the moment, but at least you know where they are to go back and find them when you need to solve particular questions. How
That
could that
makes
how
sense.
could that change things for you?
That makes sense. Just having my frame of mind that I'm only reading for a certain purpose and not trying to read everything and gain all of the information at one time. So if I have an idea to just go in for the main purpose and just try to separate everything, I think that could definitely help.